Hiya, welcome. Right, let's get the little things out of the way. So I've just finished my channel, the DC. Finished doing this stuff on Facebook that I wanted to do, on my page and stuff like that. Finished, and I'm just glad we got the Snyder Cut. So I've closed everything, and I thought, well, I might as well just keep this wee sub-channel going and just talk about stuff in general. I must admit, if you want to hear something naughty and stuff, I did do an 18 sort of certificate video on the DC channel. That's, I think it's on one of my subscriptions. I subscribe to myself, really. As I say, I'm not a YouTuber. Even though I'm on YouTube, but it's just I don't do it personally. I'm not one of other people controls and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'm glad that's gone. You know, so I've spent a lot of time. Oh, there's also videos on this channel that are unlisted, mainly because it's got like copyright stuff and it's like my family's, my life story. If you are interested in seeing these videos or seeing movies I made when I was younger, then please get in contact with us again. You know, leave a comment saying, you know, you would like to see a movie I made, or this was way before video editing machines and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, I've been listening to theories. I don't call them conspiracy theories anymore because that's like a made up conspiracy, came from like the CIA and stuff. Whatnot. So I just call it theories, and I watch a lot of documentaries and get my own ideas. And sometimes, you know, things just hit me, and I take all these bits of information, and I bring this forward now. So what I was thinking, I just finished watching this series on Netflix called Narcos, right? So I watched all of them. Then I'm watching Aquarius on Netflix, about 60s piece and all that stuff. Excessive amount of drug taking, and I'm watching that. Then I watched this documentary on Netflix. I can't find the name of it, but you can find it easily. It's all about drugs, and these celebrities, you know, singers and actors get together and tell stories about their drug taking and the experience. And they say that most movies and stuff like that, they you know, they fabricate it, and that's not exact. You know, they don't ever get the experience, right? So now I've never drank, I've never smoked, and you know, and I've never took drugs. I do not know one iota about drugs. You know, so I don't know anything about drugs. But I don't condone anything. You know, okay, these are just ideas and thoughts and stuff. So don't just start going out there. And so, but I do notice in some shop windows they've got this smoking pipe thing, and I know in some other countries some drugs are pretty legal, and it's got something to do with it helps you with the pain that you're in and stuff. So I'm listening to these experience, and these people are seeing all these changing colours, and it's like they're watching the world through a different frequency or energy, and I think back that most of the great artists of our time, whether it be in some sort of entertainment media or any sort of art form, they've all taken drugs. They've all taken it, you know, like mushrooms and stuff like that. You know, you got Jimi Hendrix, you got the Beatles, and brought out the song LSD, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, even though they say it's nothing about that, it's about a kid singing. And, you know, you've got all this flower power and they're all going about peace and love and stuff. So you've got that sort of generation, and you know, in this documentary you see Sting and you see some comedian actors coming forward and telling stories. So, and then I listen to other people's ideas about life in general and how that, like, we're all this bundle of energy. Like, this body is just the vehicle that we're driving, and our real selves are inside. And I'm not talking about soul, I'm just talking about this sort of form of energy. And once our experience of what we're living through just now is done, then we move on to a whole new experience. And so what stops us now? Here's the thing, right? Yeah, I don't want to I'm coming back to the drugs thing. Now, it's said that thousands of years ago that mankind and womankind were a lot smarter, right? They were a lot smarter in intelligence, and they could build things that we've all forgotten about, right? Some people put it down to aliens and stuff. But there was a guy, I believe, in New York that built this great massive rock garden, and people don't know how he done it, because it was just one man, no tools, no big forklift trucks or anything like that that helped build it. And what he says is that he found a way of how we used to do it, but we've long forgotten how we did it, right? So I don't know if it was some sort of special rope pulley thing, but and it kind of emphasised that maybe we did have this intelligence years and years and years ago, and we've somehow dumbed down. And what I mean by dumbed down is that we're forming into a life where you go to work, you get a pension, you die, and that's it. Basically, most of your life is lived through a structured form. You go to, you eat junk food, you consume stuff, whether it be DVD and whatnot. That is your life over and over. You're born, you go to school, you get educated, so-called educated, and you learn stuff that they want you to learn. I'm saying we don't know, right? But you live this sort of mundane life where thousands of years ago, when there was probably not the same sort of education, we were a lot smarter, and then you've got all that stuff about only using some bits of our brains and stuff. So maybe this isn't the life that we're meant to be living. Maybe this isn't all that life is all about, is it? Is working. This structure that we're living in just now was a combination between religion, fanatics, and some sort of voted in government or law that we constructed, and we've got to abide to. And then thousands of years later, we're on this constant recycle, and we've not been able to reach out, and we've been telling what is good for us and what is bad for us. Now, there's a country like Sweden, Norway, whatever, and through the pandemic, they have still been going through this from the lockdown. They're still going into bars and pubs and stuff like that and getting on with life. And I've often heard that they're so accustomed to, talking about sex, and they dress up and they accept everybody for who they are. And I remember going to Barcelona and see pornographic material down on the ground, kind of kids level. And so every society is so different. But in Sweden or whatnot, it's like they've accepted their fate, and they're known to take the drugs, and they're always sort of kind of portrayed as happy beings, just like the kids of the 60s. So that sort of brings me around to these drugs, these experiences. when, and now the things that we're consuming, like beer, alcohol, cigarettes, even ginger, or gizzy pop, or whatever you may call it, so they've all got addictive qualities in them. They've got addictive ingredients that are man-made for you to constantly consume that, and it's bad for your health. It causes obesity. It causes, all kinds of problems. Alcoholics and stuff like that. Well, these are natural, organic stuff that are found around the world, which are not addictive. And as I say, I don't know anything about drugs, but there are drugs out there that are, as far as I'm aware, that I've been told are not addictive. And when you go on these sort of trips, you start to see the world differently through colours and through all kind of craziness. And I'm thinking now, is that the so-called energy of our souls, or is this the way people used to see the world long ago? Because back then there wasn't really all, I don't know how long beer existed, or cigarettes, or all these sort of things. Our minds were more open to eat the food from the ground and stuff like that, and see things differently. And then you get to the 60s, around the 60s or 70s, whatnot, when people were feeling love, and I've often been told there's only one true thing in this world, and that's love. Everything else is a lie. So that sort of, when you go down in that line, it sort of blows my mind as to thinking, yeah, maybe. I mean, some people say just at least experience it once. That's what some people say. But make sure that you're aware that you're taking this. That the experience you're feeling just now will not last forever. Don't panic. Don't fear about it. And maybe that's, and as we're living in a world just now where the people are getting mental problems because they've been holed up in their house, locked down, or anxiety creeps in, and maybe if we take a step back and take these organic things, that we can relax more, we can chill more. We don't need psychiatrists telling us what's right or wrong. We see the world, we have this experience, we see the world differently at least once in our life, and maybe it's actually the truth of what we're actually seeing. So yeah, I mean, I know there was a campaign when I was growing up, say no to drugs and Grange Hill and stuff like that, but I think that's those type of really bad drugs that are not good for you and stuff like that, the stuff that you inject or whatnot. And as I say, I'm not saying this YouTube video will be banned or whatnot. All I'm asking you to do is just think. And then imagine, I mean, as I say, I've never been drunk. I've never drank, never smoked. I don't know what the world would look like if I was drunk. But listening to these all ideas is fascinating to me, and in times like this, if one day out of the week everybody takes a bit of drugs and we're all dancing in the street with feathers in our hair and tripping the light, fantastic. Maybe that's what the world needs. Just once every you've got that film The Purge. Maybe that's what we should all do. Every day of the year we've to take this certain and just enjoy the day. Maybe that should be a law. I know there's countries out there, there's people out there that are campaigning for making certain drugs free to order or to buy, and in other countries there are so many drugs that are free to get. So it's a question, isn't it? Well, thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.